Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I thought that I would do an update for you from my previous video announcing that I was pregnant, and to be honest, had I filmed this yesterday when I thought I was gonna film it, it would have been a totally different video. So as you can see, I'm in bed right now. I am 8 weeks 4 days 8 weeks 4 days today, and yesterday I was put on bed rest. So there is a lot of things that have happened. I'm feeling so discouraged in some ways but still hopeful in other ways. So before I break down and cry, I'll just kind of start at the beginning. So first off, I just want to say how thankful I am for this pregnancy. Even if something happens, I am so thankful. I had prayed and prayed and prayed for this pregnancy, and my prayers were answered. However it ends, it might not end the way that I thought it would, but no matter what, I have to acknowledge that my prayers were answered. I was blessed with a beautiful pregnancy for however long it lasts, and I could not be more thankful for that. It has been such a blessing these last 8 weeks. And so I would not change that for anything. I am so thankful and have been so blessed to have this time. Now, before I cry and kind of get into what's going on now, I will talk about I'll rewind a little bit and talk about what's been going on since week 4 when I posted my last video. So, 4 weeks when I posted that video, really I didn't have too many symptoms except for being tired and a little bit emotional. Those things have definitely stayed throughout these next 4 weeks. I have been extremely tired and also still emotional. In addition to those things, I have now added nausea to the list. I have at times been extremely nauseous, and I have never thrown up, and I actually haven't thrown up with any of my pregnancies. I've always been a little nauseous but never actually thrown up, so I am thankful for that. But I have been nauseous, and so that is another symptom that has kind of been added. And I've also started to get some skin issues. Usually you think of being pregnant as you suddenly get this nice, glowy, beautiful skin and hair. And for me, it's been the opposite. You can't really kind of tell zoomed out like you are, and I don't think I want to zoom in, but specifically my forehead area and kind of in my mouth area has been extremely broken out lately. I've been trying to combat it with different, serums and lotions that are safe during pregnancy, but honestly, I think it's hormonal, so there's not really much I'm going to be able to do about it, but that definitely has been a not pleasant symptom. And then the other symptom that is not so fun to talk about is, I will just say, the slowing down of my metabolism. Or digestive system, and things not working as smoothly as they normally would. So that is another unfortunate side effect that I've been having. I think most people probably have that and just don't want to talk about it, but that's definitely another one. And then the final symptoms that jump out at me are cravings. I do not have a recurrent craving. I don't crave the same thing over and over at all. However, when I want something or when I crave something, I have to have it, and I don't want anything else, and I have to have it, and I have to have it now. So it's driving Dan a little crazy because he will make dinner and it'll look really good, and I'll just be like, I can't have that. That's not what I want right now. He just recently, so also when I'm pregnant, I get kind of lazy and just I'm feeling gross, so I don't want to cook. And the smells, I don't like to cook at this point in pregnancy, so Dan kind of has been taking over. And so he made this beautiful dinner. It was a nice steak with potatoes and summer squash, fall squash, and I forget what else, but it was this beautiful display, and I sat down and I just could not eat it. I didn't want that. And so I went out and got a hamburger because that's what I wanted. That's what I was craving. And it was like when I don't get it, when I'm craving it, I start to panic. Like my mouth starts salivating, like my hands get shaky. I just start panicking. So when I am like wanting something, I have to have it. And then like the other day I wanted something. I like was able to have dinner, but after dinner I was craving like something pumpkiny, like a pumpkin bread with a glaze. And so I like looked up recipes. I found exactly what I was craving. I didn't have the applesauce that I needed to make that recipe. So I like started panicking. I was like in a fury. I had to go out to the store and like until I could find exactly what I was looking for. And then I don't necessarily have to eat a lot of it. I can have a bite or two and then it satisfies my craving and I'm done. But I have to have it. It is so ridiculous. But that's how this pregnancy was. And there were a few times with Juliana that I had this kind of craving as well. I never really had cravings at all with Isabel, but it seems like with every pregnancy, they're getting a little bit worse. So hopefully it just lasts like this first, 12 weeks in this first trimester and doesn't keep going because that would be really painful for Dan, I think. But that has definitely been, I don't know, for me it's been good because I know what I want and my cravings are satisfied. But obviously for other people, it's not as great. So other than those symptoms, the thing that has been, I think, overarching in this pregnancy is my anxiety. Mentally, this has been a really, really hard pregnancy for me. I just have not been able to get past the idea of a possible loss. My previous miscarriage is just at the forefront of my mind. I have a really good friend who just lost like a few weeks ago, and I just have not been able to shake it for myself. And there was a time at 7 plus 1, like 7 weeks, 1 day, I think, where I realized that I wasn't nauseous that day. And when I like thought about it, I was like, I wasn't nauseous yesterday either. And so I, called my midwife and I was like, is that normal? Can it fluctuate? She was like, I think so. It's fine. You're not always going to have every day of nausea, but why don't you just come in and ease your anxiety? So I went in and she did a quick ultrasound and I got to see the baby and there was a beautiful, strong heartbeat and I felt so much better. Like my anxiety immediately dissipated. Like I went home, I was happy. Like I hadn't thought about miscarriage again for like another week. It was just like immediately that was what I needed to know that like, okay, this is real, baby is here, like baby is healthy, and I like was able to get past it. Until fast forward like another week, so like 8 weeks, 2 days, and I had a little bit of spotting. And so of course that like freaked me out immediately. I called her, she was like, come on in, come right now. So I went in, did an ultrasound just to make sure there was a heartbeat, and there was. I saw baby again. It was amazing to see, the difference between 7 and 8 weeks, how fast the baby is growing. It had like little limbs starting to grow and the heartbeat was still steady and beating fast. And again, my anxiety didn't come down totally because I was still kind of having some spotting. But it was still very reassuring to know that like, okay, this is happening, but baby is still there and still has a heartbeat. Well, then the next day I am still, which is like today. Okay. So I'm still having some spotting. I'm not having any crazy cramping. My midwife is still optimistic. I'm trying to stay optimistic, but I've gotten to the point where I am like scared to go to the bathroom. I'm scared to sneeze or cough or do anything that like causes pressure to the baby. I am just like, again, on edge. And so last night I had a really good cry. I'm trying to prepare myself for loss, and that emotional heartbreak that could happen while at the same time trying to stay semi-optimistic. So I don't know. That's where I am now. I am on bed rest officially. She wants me in bed completely for a week. And then after the week, I can go to moderate bed rest for the remaining 5 weeks, or for the next 5 weeks after that. So 6 weeks total, but one starting, as complete bed rest. And it's just cautionary, just trying to do whatever I can, because I did have a couple days prior to this happening. I did have a few days of like really intense movement and working out, like where I had walked up and down hills for 4.5 hours in a row, while pushing a stroller. So I had that one day, and then the next day I like raked my entire yard, which my yard is like kind of big and it takes a long time to rake. So it was very physically taxing, and so we're hoping that that has something to do with this, and that it's just a little bit of overexertion, and with some rest my body can kind of get back on track. And so I'm just doing what I can to keep baby safe as much as I can. Like, there's really not much I can do. If a loss is going to happen, it's going to happen. So I'm just trying to do my part to keep baby as healthy as possible, and bring this baby to life if I can, if that's what God's intention is. So that is where we are now. This is day 1 of bed rest, of complete bed rest. So, well, I guess day 2 now. Day 2. Day 1.5. I don't know. But we'll see. I mean, I start work again, tomorrow's Monday. So I start work again, and we'll see how this kind of all shakes out. Yeah, if you have any tips on bed rest, I'd love to see that. I'd love to know them. Things that I can do, because obviously, I mean, I don't have a TV in my bedroom. I'm going to try to get one. My brother offered me one. So I'm going to at least try to have that, because I have my phone and it has like some stuff on it, but it just feels weird to put my phone and internet like, on my belly or on my head, like where baby is, and it just the Wi-Fi. Like, I don't know. It's just like one of those things where you don't know, and it seems weird to... Seems like it could be something that's not beneficial, so I don't like to do that. So I think I'm going to get a TV, and I, of course, have some books, and I'm hoping that the kids come visit and spend some time with me as well. But if you have any book recommendations, or, just anything, if you've been on bed rest and, know what that entails, and know of some things to make life easier, I would love to know them. And also just things like how to make the household run, because like grocery shopping, I'm not going to be able to do that. And, obviously there are services now, so I can have someone deliver them if I need, but obviously those can get expensive if you're doing them over and over. So if you just have tips on, dinners or, whatever, because right now, obviously my husband has to do everything, as he's trying to work and care for the kids and take care of me. So, yeah, if you just have any tips, I would love to know them. And I will plan to do an update video maybe next week on, what's happening and where I am at that time, and how bed rest has been going. And if I've learned any tips from that time, I'll definitely try to share an update like after the week is over and see how we did. So, that is where we are. I wish I had a more, upbeat kind of update. But unfortunately, this is where we are. I've been, struggling with it a bit. Like, I'm involved in a few groups, and I've just kind of not been participating in them. I've just needed a little time to kind of process some of the things that are going on, and yeah, it's just been very emotionally taxing the last few days, and even the last week, I'd say. My midwife has been super nice. She is so supportive. She's always like texting me right back if I text her or call her. She sees me right away. She's given me different things to take to try to help with like anxiety and hormone imbalance in case my progesterone is off. Like, she's doing lab work. Like, she's just very there for me, I feel. And so that has been really nice. It's nice to have care that you feel confident in. And so if you don't have that with one of your doctors or OBs or midwives or whoever, like, I would really recommend switching and trying to find somewhere where you do feel that level of support, because as you get later in your pregnancy and get ready to deliver, or if complications arise, like, you will just realize that you really do want or need that level of support, and just feeling safe or confident with the person that you are matched with. So I have also been really thankful for that. But anyway, I'm starting to ramble, so I'm going to just get off of here. But thank you for watching. Again, please, please, please send me those recommendations in the comments, because I desperately need them. I will hopefully have some sort of video for you later in the week as well, like Wednesday or Thursday. I'm not sure what that might look like or how I would film it being on bed rest. So we'll see. We're supposed to carve pumpkins today, so I don't know how that's going to work out. Maybe I'll be able to do something with that. I don't know. But if I don't have a second video this week, I apologize. I will be back with you at least with an update early next week. So just bear with me, and yeah, we'll see you next time. Thank you for watching.